welcome to another Lightened Up Weight Watcher friendly recipe. Today's recipe is going to be for a lightened up version of a copycat recipe for Starbucks pumpkin bread. Now, I love pumpkin bread. I already have several pumpkin bread recipes on my channel, but I'm always up for trying out new recipes. I saw this one for copycat Starbucks pumpkin bread, and I knew it was one that I wanted to try lightening up. Because again, love pumpkin bread, love everything pumpkin spice, and we are now officially in fall, so I thought this would be a fun one to do, and I thought I would take you guys along with me. I will be sure to have the recipe that I'm using for inspiration for this linked down below, so you can check that original out if you want. But let me jump into ingredients real quick, and I'll show you what I'm going to be using to make this. First up, you're going to need 1 3/4 cup all-purpose flour. Next up, you're going to need some 100% pure pumpkin or just pumpkin puree. You're going to need 15 ounces, which would be one of the smaller cans. I only have these larger cans. I got them at Sam's because they're quite a bit cheaper. So I'm going to just weigh mine out, but this is a 29-ounce can, so it's going to be roughly half of this. In here, I've got a tablespoon of coconut oil that I'm going to melt up. You can use whatever type of oil that you want. I just prefer the coconut oil, even though it is slightly higher in points. Next up, you're gonna need 3 large eggs. Next up, you're gonna need some unsweetened applesauce. I like using these unsweetened applesauce cups because they're usually just the right amount or pretty close to what I'm using in a recipe. You're gonna need a 1/2 cup, which is basically what this is. It is 3.9 ounces, so technically slightly lower, but 1/2 cup unsweetened applesauce. For sweeteners in this, I'm going to be using my preferred no-calorie sweetener brand, the Lakanto. I'm going to be using a 1/4 cup of the golden and then a 1/2 cup of the classic, but you can use whatever type of no-calorie sweetener that you prefer. Back here, I've got some cooking spray for my bread pan. You're going to need a teaspoon baking soda, a 1/2 teaspoon baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon salt, 2 teaspoons vanilla, 2 teaspoons ground cinnamon, and then 2 teaspoons pumpkin pie spice. I make my own. I also make my own apple pie spice. I have a video showing how I do both of those. Very simple, and it's a lot more cost effective to make your own. So I will link that video in case you want to check that out, how to make your own. But you're gonna need 2 teaspoons of that. And then finally a 1/4 cup of raw pumpkin seeds or pepitas. So that is everything that I'm gonna be using in this. Let me get it started. First off, in a medium-sized bowl, I'm going to add in my dry ingredients, starting with my 1 3/4 cup all-purpose flour, teaspoon baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon salt, 2 teaspoons ground cinnamon, and 2 teaspoons pumpkin pie spice. And I'm going to just stir all of that together really well. Got that all stirred together well, so I'm going to set that aside, grab myself a large bowl, and I'm going to add in first my 3 large eggs, and then I'm going to weigh out my pumpkin. And again, I'm looking for 15 ounces, or like I said earlier, you could just use the smaller 15-ounce size can, which would be a lot easier. There, I've got 15 ounces. So now I'm going to add in my unsweetened applesauce, my 1/2 cup Lakanto Classic, 1/4 cup Lakanto Golden, my tablespoon melted coconut oil, and finally my 2 teaspoons vanilla extract. And I do have my oven preheating to 350 right now. So now I'm going to just whisk or mix all that together really well. Got that nice and whisked together. So now I'm going to grab my dry ingredients, pour those in, and fold those in. I've got this pretty well folded in. I just kind of folded it in until I wasn't seeing the dry ingredients anymore. So I'm going to grab myself my bread pan. I've got a 4.5 by 8.5, a 5 by 9 would work as well. Bread pan here. I'm going to give it a quick spray with my cooking spray. And then I'm going to take this piece of parchment and I'm going to just press down in here, leaving overhang so that when I want to pull this out, it's going to come out easy. And then I'm going to give that a quick spray. And now I'm going to pour my batter in. Smooth that in there. Now I'm gonna take my pumpkin seeds and I'm gonna just sprinkle those on the top. Now it says to bake this 55 to 70 minutes or until toothpick inserted in the center comes out with just a few moist crumbs. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start checking this probably around the 50-minute mark. Actually, probably a little before that even, because I don't want this to get over brown the top. And what I've been doing with pretty much all my breads now is I've been tinting them with foil to prevent the tops from burning. So I'm gonna keep an eye on this, but I'll let you know how long I ended up baking this for when it is done. And again, the baking temp is 350 on this. I let this bake about 68 minutes. I almost did the full 70 minutes. I also did not end up tinting this. I didn't end up having to. But again, if your top starts to brown too much, I would recommend tinting. I didn't have that issue this time. Sometimes I do, just kind of depends on the bread that I'm making. But anyway, this now is gonna sit for, it says 15 minutes, and then it says after that, remove it from the pan, just using these as handles, just pull it right up and let it cool completely. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give this 15 minutes, remove it from the pan, and then I'm gonna let it cool completely before I cut into it. But once it is ready to slice up, I will be back and I'll show you the serving size, give you points, and give it a taste. Okay, I let this cool probably not as long as I should have. It's not completely cooled, but I sliced into it. I'll show you what it looks like inside, hopefully. It smells really good. So the points on this, I have it factored in at 12 servings, and the points are 3 points per serving. So I'll plate one of these up and we'll give it a try. All right, got my hubby here. Go ahead and give that a try. Oh, first off, it's 3 points. It's COPYCAT or Lightened Up COPYCAT Starbucks pumpkin bread, which have you had?
No.
No. Okay. I have had this way back in the past.
I think the only thing I've ever had food-wise is a scone from
Starbucks. Now, you're not the biggest pumpkin spice person. I actually kind of like sort of transformed you on that because you didn't like it at all when I met you, right? And I make it all the time. Pumpkin spice and stuff. And that's going to be pretty spice filled. So thoughts. Let me trick it. Give me that. Take a little bite myself.
So yeah, I mean, it's great. It's real moist. Real pumpkin spicy. When you get the seeds on top, they're real savory and salty.
Yummy.
So that pairs real nice. Nice balance.
Oh, yeah.
Really nice with coffee.
That is good. Yeah. Okay, so again,
I can't believe it's only 3 points.
Yeah, 3 point. Ooh, I love the spice in that. That's good. So that's what I remember from the Starbucks. From the Starbucks is the spiciness of it. And well, I just love pumpkin bread. So I remember a little bit. Does it taste like it? I'd say close. You know, and it's lightened up, so you always got to factor that in. But that's really good. I will say that. That's definitely one I'm going to be making again, probably this year. Because I think it's got great flavor. Did you have any more thoughts?
So this is another example where if I didn't know that was lightened up, I would...
You wouldn't know?
You know, if I bought that, I'd be like, oh, that's good.
It is nice and moist.
Yeah.
I was worried I always worry that I overcook. But, yeah, that's good. 3 points? Heck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Well, that was Lightened Up COPYCAT Starbucks pumpkin bread. I've got, like I said before, a whole lot of other pumpkin breads. I will link some of those. I'll also link my fall playlist, which has got all kinds of goodies on it if you're into the fall stuff, fall flavors. Also, be sure to check down in the description box below where you'll find the full list of ingredients, instructions, WW points, calories, macros, other nutritional info. All of that's going to be down in the description box, as well as a WW recipe builder link, which I always forget to say, ever since WW got rid of their website and they just now have the app, the links don't work very well from YouTube. So if you copy and paste it into like Google search, it should take you. If you are on a device that has the WW app on it, say your phone or whatever, a tablet, it will take you there, but it most likely won't directly from the YouTube page. So I did want to mention that because I've had several people tell me that it's not working from YouTube, and from what I can see, yeah, it's not too well. But anyway, the links are good. You just got to put them somewhere else. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.